Hello, it's Adam here. Welcome to a 2 Network match report. What a game! We've just beaten Brighton at the Amex Stadium 2-1. I'm still trying to get over it, to be honest. Wow. So, I don't know where to start. Let's start with the penalty in the first half. For me, I don't know how Bobby Madley can determine whether Kieran Clark is pulling Glenn Murray down, or whether Glenn Murray's pushing Kieran Clark. Now personally, for me, it looks 50-50, and at best the referee cannot, under any circumstances, no matter how good a view he's had of it, can determine 100% that that's a foul. Honestly, that wouldn't even be a foul in the middle of the pitch. I promise you, it just wouldn't be. I thought the first half, Brighton were superb. They completely outclassed us. They dominated us. They created better chances. They were more inventive. I remember that free kick where they looped over and Baldock had a chance, which Darlow saved. Bruno had a great volley saved as well. And our best chance of the first half was the Atsu chance from close range, and he fired it straight at Stockdale. In fact, the first sort of 3-4 shots on target that we had all went directly towards Stockdale. It didn't go either side of him. It was straight down the middle, straight down his throat. We made it exceedingly easy for him. It was a curious decision to start Gouffran. Now, I absolutely understand the tactical rationale behind that. The movement. I remember him playing against Birmingham in the FA Cup replay at St James's Park, and he was integral to that win, scored, won a penalty, and they couldn't handle his movement. However, in this situation, it quickly developed the game that we had our backs against the wall a lot, and I think the intention with Gouffran was to try and play on the counter-attack along the floor and break at pace, with Atsu and Richie on the wings, Diarmi driving through the middle. Now that absolutely didn't happen. We ended up panicking at the back. Darlow had a couple of saves, beaten away quite well, but then he had a couple of shaky moments as well, I thought. And you know, I think he just needs a real surge of confidence, Darlow, because it's a slippery slope when it comes to confidence. We've seen that in Matt Sells. Granted, I think Darlow's proved to be the better goalkeeper anyway, but once a lack of confidence gets in, mistakes start to make. You know, the lack of communication against Bristol City, for example, and equally in the away match at Norwich as well. And he tried to beat a cross away, and Dummett saved it on the line, cleared it away. And Dummett, I thought all game he was superb. I think again he kept Knockout very, very quiet, as he did in the game at St James's Park. But in terms of up front, we were just pumping it out. We had no target man. There was no focus for our attacks, and we were just getting tactically outclassed. I was very surprised it took till about the 73rd minute for Murphy to be stripped and brought on. I'm pleased for Murphy. I don't think Mitrovic had his best game in the last game. Murphy's waited his chance, and instantly we brought Murphy on, and from a corner he had a header again straight at the goalkeeper. But it was a sign that we were suddenly this is a direct approach that we can use. We've got someone to aim for, and someone who's competent with his head and his feet. And that completely changed the game. I think a similar thing happened when we brought Mitrovic on, albeit because of a Gale injury against Aston Villa. But as soon as we brought a target man on in that particular game, tactically the game suited us to have a target man. And against Villa we were very assured once we had a target man on, and I thought Mitrovic had a good game. I think he did a lot of unsung work there. But tonight, Murphy in the same ilk had that very assured game, that composure. He slowed the pace down. He allowed our midfield to catch up, and we retained possession a lot better with Murphy on the pitch, and that is no coincidence that we were then able to turn that possession into meaningful chances and goals. Now, the first goal, corner's come in, Atsu's had a swipe, he's not had a lot of luck in the game so far, and it finds its way to an unmarked Diame, who did a sort of nonchalant, it was very Sholo-esque, I thought, Diame. He did this little, almost like a little stab at it, and the spin that took off, and it just went in the top corner postage stamp. I'm sure you've all seen it. I'm telling you, if Zlatan Ibrahimovic does that, we're talking about it till 2020, and he's getting a statue made of him, and do you know what I mean? It was unbelievable. Now, us as Newcastle fans know that Momo Diame absolutely did not intend to do that. I'm sure the rest of the country knows that as well, but let's pretend that he did. All right, let's just give him that. Brilliant in his post-match interview, by the way. Momo Diame, he said he was asked, you know, the dressing room will be buzzing tonight, you know, it will be, and he just very nonchalant, he looked at the interview and just said, yeah, it's just 3 points. Very, very casual, but I admire that. I admire the fact he's not getting carried away. We haven't been promoted yet. There's so much of the season to go yet. Once we'd drawn level, I thought that's a fantastic point. Absolutely take that. But we weren't. But I could see Brighton getting rocked. They were starting to make the same kinds of errors as we were making in the first half, and the crossfield ball from Richie to Atsu was absolutely incredible. Shelby in disguise. He passed it to Atsu, who'd had a very anonymous game so far, and Atsu found Perez, who then netted the winner, and oh my god, scenes. What it would be like to be at the Amex right now. Newcastle United, I bloody love you. Rafa Benitez, you've got it right again. We're top of the league, 73 points, 2 points clear of Brighton. We go to Huddersfield at the weekend, and then it's Reading the Tuesday after. Who says we can't win the league? Who says we won't be promoted? Who says anyone's going to bloody catch us if we don't want them to? Come on, Newcastle. This has been Adam. We'll see you very soon for a new Tune in 10, and we'll catch you soon. Cheers, guys. Enjoy the win. Bye-bye. Come on.